threats.
Slap him in the face, you know.
Mate, you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
Don't, sir, don't.
Desperation.
Dad, I need to find 2 grand within 5 minutes.
What happens when debt
I'm not even paying a penny on it.
tracks you down?
Don't open the gates, mate. We'll force entry.
Up and down the UK,
Can somebody come to the door, please?
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
We need immediate police assistance.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare.
It's not a wake-up call most people want.
Because if you can't pay,
Doesn't have a penny, doesn't own anything.
they'll take it away. During the first half of 2017, county court judgments against individuals rose to the highest level seen in over a decade. Nearly 600,000 debt judgments were issued, with the average amount standing at over £1,500. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Woolacombe, North Devon. They have a writ to collect a debt of more than £8,000 owed to a supplier of windows and doors.
So we're going to visit Mr. R. Bauer now, mate. A balance of £8,006.27 down by the seaside.
It appears that the debtor, Robert Bauer, ordered new French doors, but was dissatisfied with the quality of the product.
Nice.
He refused to pay the claimant's invoice and was then taken to court.
Here we go.
Mr. Bauer lost the case, and now he must pay the money he owes in full today.
I'll get back to you, OK? Hello?
Oh, so Mr. Bauer, is it?
No,
She's work here, yeah?
every lady.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's away on holiday at the moment.
Is she? Okay. Don't have a key for the property, mate, by any chance, Joe?
No, I don't.
The agents know that Mr. Bauer is listed on the electoral roll at this address.
Let's have a look.
So with the workmen seemingly unable to let them in, they go round to the back of the property to look for another entrance. Gareth finds an open door.
Hello? High Court enforcement! Nothing here, is it? What's this? Holiday apartment.
It's clear the flat is a holiday rental, not a family home. But then Gareth spots a door.
Can't get into the rest of the house with me. The key the other side?
The agents suspect Mr. Bauer's house has been split into 2 flats and that the door is another way into the main house.
Yeah, this is the holiday home side, isn't it?
Gareth tries to turn the key on the other side of the connecting door. But then the workman appears.
What are you doing here?
We've got a High Court writ to be in the property we have, so we're looking for a Mr. Bauer.
Wrong place.
It's not the wrong place. It's been confirmed that he lives here. Do you have Mr. Bauer's number, mate? By any chance? No? Okay, do you have the lady's name that lives here? Do you have her phone number?
What are you going to do?
If you can help us by any chance and get us contacts with the people we're looking for, that'd be fantastic. We can move forward. I guess you know that Mr. Bauer. If you know him, you might as well just be honest with us now. And tell us about Mr. Bauer. Don't tell us the truth. If you want to phone Mr. Bauer, yeah, we can sort it out with him. I always have an inkling if somebody's telling me the truth or not, or if they're hiding the truth. And that's when I'll start to drill down and find ways of getting the truth out of them. If that person's not the debtor, then it is obviously a lot harder. But then it's a bit of a cat and mouse game, to be honest with you.
With the man not cooperating, Gareth tries once again to open the connecting door to the upstairs flat.
Yeah, we can force, but if we can do it without damaging the door, even better, won't it?
But the key falls out of sight.
You see her then? Don't think I can.
It looks like the agents may have to force entry. But then, the workman reappears, and he has someone on the phone.
R. Bauer, the name on the screen. Robert. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, looking for Mr. Bower, please.
What do you want him for?
I'm a High Court enforcement agent. Can I speak to him, please?
No, he's not here at the moment.
All right. So it's now 10 to 12. We'll give you till 12 o'clock for Mr. Bower to make contact with us. If not, potentially assets going to be removed, all right? Bye now.
The woman is the debtor's mother, who appears to be using her son's phone.
I thought you said you didn't know who Mr. Bower was, mate. Robert.
Yeah.
And that's his mother. You got Mr. Bower's number, but you said you don't know who Mr. Bower is.
You know his number?
I do now because you're taking off your phone. And you phoned him 3 times just now? Last night? 6 times?
Come on.
Do you know Mr. Bower?
I do know him briefly from
Right.
back. I don't know. I've heard of him. I don't, as I say, I know him.
You got his number?
Of him.
You got his... There's a reason why I'm bald, because I've been around the block a couple of times, and we know when people are lying.
I don't like people who accuse me of lying. No,
If you tell the truth, I wouldn't have to call you a liar.
We
would
just
I?
called you out though, mate, didn't we?
People tell us all the time that the debtor doesn't live in the house, or the debtor doesn't own the house. But unless you actually give us proof, then unfortunately we're going to look to enforce at that property.
Just moments after she called, the debtor's mother arrives at the house.
Hello, Mrs. Bower, is it?
Yes.
Mrs. Bower.
This is my belongings.
Okay, stop.
I can't...
Just show you some ID. The High Court enforcement agents.
Yeah.
If you want to get Mr. Bower on the phone, we can deal with him.
This is my house. I ordered the windows. It's rubbish windows upstairs.
Okay, the issue you got now is, if unless you're Mr. Bower, which you're obviously not, we can't discuss it with you.
Mrs. Bower claims she owns the holiday rental and the flat upstairs. But the agents have no reason to believe Mr. Bower doesn't live here too. Gareth and Mitch need to gain entry into the upstairs flat to look for Mr. Bower and any assets belonging to him. But then, Gareth spots a key on the table.
I'll also take that key as well.
No, that's mine.
I just seized the key to the front door, all right? What we'll do then, we'll start the inventory upstairs.
You're not going in the house.
You get the police
Excuse
in.
me.
Let's do this right.
Move your arm,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Move your arm, please. You stopped me getting out of the property. Move your arm. Move your arm now.
You get the police in.
Move your arm. I don't appreciate you stopping me getting out of the property, yeah?
I know.
She's-
You get the police in. Let this there. You get the police. Go on, you get the police. I get them.
Go on then. Doesn't bother us either way. But if you stop, you put your arm across again, it's classed as false imprisonment. So I suggest you stop doing that.
This simple job has taken an unexpected turn. With the workman seemingly willing to risk arrest to stop the agents getting upstairs, it will take all of Gareth and Mitch's tenacity to get this case resolved. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr were in Woolacombe, North Devon, to recover a debt of over £8,000 owed by Robert Bower to a supplier of windows and doors.
Mr. Bower, is it?
No.
She's working, yeah?
The workman they met claimed he didn't know the debtor and couldn't let them in. So the agents investigated round the back.
Holy pal.
The debtor's mother arrived and said she owned the house.
It's my belongings.
Okay, stop.
But when the agents found the key to the front door, the workman obstructed them.
You get the police in.
Move your arm. I don't appreciate you stopping me getting out of the property, yeah?
Now, with the workman on the phone to the police, Gareth and Mitch make their way up to the main house.
No.
Mr. Bower.
They immediately find a bundle of post addressed to Mr. Bower. It's clear he does live here, after all.
Mrs. Bower, do you understand that
Do you understand
it's
that,
already
Mr.
gone to court?
Eh?
Do you understand that it's already gone to court and we're here to enforce a High Court
There's an
writ?
appeal going in.
Until you're given a date and time of hearing by the court, for the case to be reassessed, the High Court writ is still active, it's still enforceable. So we are here to collect the balance in full or remove assets.
So it's about some French doors, is it?
Yeah, well, it's shoddy. Absolutely shoddy goods, right?
Okay.
Mrs. Bower appears to want to tell the agents her side of the story. But then the police arrive.
Do you want me to answer the door, Mrs. Bower? Is that all right? Hello, come in. Mrs. Bower's the police. Are they okay to come in? Yeah.
Oh, Molly.
All right.
No.
I'm having this dispute because it's ruddy, shoddy goods.
Unfortunately, Molly, we can't do anything about that.
No, but I'm explaining to you what these shitting
I appreciate that.
Ideally, we'd wait here for you to get hold of Robert. We'll deal with
He's
him.
having medical treatment at the moment. I cannot contact him.
Okay.
The only thing I will say, Molly, is knowing Robert, it'll be a lot easier if we spoke to him on the phone because
Is it?
things won't
much is
probably
it?
go smoothly.
I couldn't tell you unless I spoke to Robert.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
We want to speak to Robert and get it resolved that way.
No, because it's not to do with Robert.
Okay.
The judge has been an asshole.
Realising the agents aren't going to go away, Mrs. Bower finally gets her son on the phone.
Then while we're there, we're going to pay and then sort it out in court. They're just here. Do you want to speak to him?
Mr. Bower.
Speaking.
Okay, your debt currently stands at £8,006.27. Do you want to make payment to me?
Not at all.
Okay, no problem, Mr. Bower.
You can do what you like.
Okay, no worries then. Assets can be removed, all right?
Yeah, thank you.
All the best, bye now, bye.
With Robert refusing to pay, the agents have no option but to start removing goods of value belonging to him from the house.
We start with the telly and everything, but we start carrying out.
But Mrs. Bower has other ideas.
Leave that television alone.
Hold on, man.
Leave it.
Please don't stop us doing our job.
I told you that they were acting
I'll
within
give
the
this-
law.
Oh, you're so evil, you people.
We're doing our job.
If Robert dealt with this instead of telling us to remove assets, then we wouldn't be in this position.
But then the situation becomes too much for Mrs. Bower.
I want a doctor. Get me a doctor.
Okay, will you sit down?
With Mrs. Bower feeling unwell, the police call for an ambulance.
All the services here in a minute.
You always have to take into account the well-being of that person first. If it's going to affect their health, then we need to process that quickly and ease back and step off a little.
15 minutes later, paramedics arrive to check up on Mrs. Bower. And the agents stop the enforcement process while she's being cared for.
Just pay it and dispute it later.
Yeah.
Instead of letting your mother go through this. On a daily basis, we see family members or friends getting dragged into somebody else's debt. And I do really sympathise with that person then. It's not their debt, they're not responsible for paying it. But we do see it on a daily basis where people try to offload it and let somebody else deal with the debt, which is a bit of a two-edged sword, to be honest with you.
3.5 hours after the agents first arrived at the property, Robert Bower finally comes home.
All right, mate?
Right. I know you've got your job to do, I understand
It's nothing personal, mate.
It's just ridiculous how it comes from 1800, the French stores, we can't even shut them. They're all, because it was false, they admitted it in court, but the judge didn't like me because I'm outspoken and gave it to them. So then we started to appeal, and I can't do it. You need somebody pretty clued up, you know, to do the right thing. I can't do it, I'm bloody illiterate.
Despite the family's dispute with the claimant, the writ must be enforced today. So Gareth and Mitch continue to remove goods from the house.
What's that, 100 quid's worth so far?
But now, Mrs. Bower seems to be feeling better. And after a drawn-out stalemate, she now seems keen to bring the situation to a close.
My bag's in the car then.
Right, I'll get it.
She gives the agents Robert's card to pay the debt off in full.
Take that off you, Molly. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Over £1,800 to 10 grand or more. You know, this is just bloody ridiculous.
Robert,
I understand you.
What do you want now?
do you want to put your pin in the press screen for me,
She has
please,
to
mate?
do it because I don't even know. I've never done it in my life. I don't do any paperwork. That's why she got the paperwork down.
Okay, mate, no worries.
I can't do it.
No problem.
I'm illiterate with that concern.
After 4 hours at the property, the case has finally been resolved.
Robbery, sweetheart.
Your receipt there's gone through for you, all right?
There we are, mate. That's us sorted.
Yeah.
Make sure you look after your mother, yeah?
Yeah.
Family.
Right, thanks very much.
She's a good one, man. Thanks, both. Thanks.
Cheers.
It's been a tricky case for the agents.
When you just pay it, get it done, and say, Mum, I'll look after you, we'll go back to court. Well, hey,
Well done, mate. Top work that was.
Yeah.
We deserve that.
Yeah, definitely.
A recent survey has revealed that nearly 50% of landlords had a tenant evicted from their property in the last 3 years because they weren't paying their rent. Last year, over a quarter of private landlords experienced rent arrears. "9 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Forest Fields, Nottingham, to carry out an eviction.
Right, Vic, where are we off to, pal?
It's a possession order for a property.
Oh, lovely.
I'm sure there's a story behind it. There always is a story behind a possession order.
Right, which one is it? Here we go, here it is.
Tenant Emmanuel Oyabadejo has fallen behind on his rent. When the landlord decided to refurbish the house, Mr. Oyabadejo's lease wasn't renewed.
Right, let's go.
Notice of eviction was sent from the county court, but Mr. Oyabadejo has remained at the property. The case was then escalated to the High Court, and now he must leave the house today.
Hello there, mate, you okay?
Morning. Morning, my name is Mr. Victor, my High Court enforcement agent. This is my colleague, Mr. McCracken. Got an order for possession here for this property today, sir.
Possession for property?
Yeah, that's your copy. You will have an hour to pack your bags now. You can come back for your belongings. Excuse me.
You can't come in.
No, I've got a writ here to say that I can come in,
Yeah,
sir.
you have to let me talk to my landlord and everything. You don't have the right to just come
No,
into possession.
Sir, it's a possession order from the court.
Yeah,
Right?
okay, but I have my legal rights.
Of course, but I'm not going to explain the process
So you
to
can't
you.
come in and take in possession.
No, I'm not taking your
I'll
stuff.
go to the people who I signed contract with and we will discuss.
Sir,
There it is.
Sorry, hang on.
Unless you want to rough things up.
Mr. Oyabadejo refuses to let Vic and Stuart in.
This is wrong.
It's not your place anymore.
Whose place is
The
it?
court has decided that, sir.
The agents need to make their authority clear.
The court
Where's
has
the court? I don't know anything about it.
I'll show you. It says there, writ of possession,
Yeah.
right? Let me explain to you the process. That's
Because
what
I
you
have
need to...
legal rights. You can't
Of
kick me
course.
out.
You need
Yeah.
to let me speak, all right?
I'm listening.
You've got
And that's-
7 days
that's
to
up
come
to you.
back for your possessions. Today, you need to pack a bag with stuff you're going to need for the next few days.
Yeah, but the landlord can't evict me. That's what I'm telling you. I know
Sir,
my rights.
come to the
I'm a
process.
tenant. No way.
Okay, let's explain
I'm not. I'm really getting pissed off. No, don't push me. You're on my property.
Mr.
I
Emmanuel.
am legally blinded to be in this property. Don't bullshit me. You can't fuck me over.
What people do need to realize is when we get there with a possession order, they're going to go on the day. It doesn't matter what your behavior is or what you throw at us. It is reality. And we're not there to listen to your excuses because it's gone past that stage.
Mr. Oyabadejo finally lets the agents in.
Mr. Emmanuel? Mr. Emmanuel? Is there anyone else in the property?
But it seems Mr. Oyabadejo isn't backing down.
I have rights. I'll go to the court with them. I'll change. The person does not have rights to do what he's doing.
The second we enter the property, sir, your lease comes to an end. So your rights now give you 7 days to come back and collect the rest of your goods.
Legally, you won't be able to return to this property today. If you do force entry, it's a criminal offence then, sir.
Where am I going? You don't understand.
Yeah,
You're the council officer.
They will put you up in emergency accommodation, right? Basically, you're going to show the council now you're homeless.
I want to do that.
Take your bag with you because you're not coming back here tonight. That I can guarantee you.
I'm going
Take
to
over the
contest
property.
it.
Go and contest it,
Just
sir.
handed it to
It's
me.
not going to
So
change
you can't
our
kick me
day.
out to the bus stop.
It's not going to change our day, sir.
No.
With Mr. Oyabadejo still refusing to leave, Stuart gives him an ultimatum.
I'm going to give you 2 choices, okay?
What
You can either leave peacefully now,
Yeah.
or I'll phone the police,
Phone the police.
and they will have you
Phone the
removed.
police. That's what I
Okay?
want to do, so that the
Okay.
police can know I'm contracted to you.
Okay.
Stuart gets the police on the phone.
Police, please.
You're in my bedroom.
Hello there. I'm a High Court enforcement agent executing a writ of possession, and I need immediate police assistance, please, because the defendant's refusing to leave the
It's
property.
like you're being misinformed, and that's what I want to contest.
I'm sure you can hear it, officer.
Yeah.
Let me contest my rights. That's what I'm saying.
Whilst the agents wait for the police, Stuart goes downstairs to update the letting agent who's just arrived outside.
Morning, you okay? How long has he been here?
About 4 years.
Okay, has he been paying his rent?
No, on and off, on and off.
On and off, yeah. So what's he plan to do with the property?
Fully refurbished. Student.
Ah, right, okay.
With Mr. Oyabadejo's time to pack almost up, Stuart heads back upstairs to check on progress.
He's trying to get possession, but he's still contracted.
But it's clear he still has no intention of leaving.
There's a writ in your name that says you are now evicted. You now technically are homeless. Right, as of this moment.
I don't want to be homeless.
Right.
That's why I'm talking.
Nobody wants to be homeless,
exactly.
sir.
20 minutes later, the police arrive.
Manuel, is it alright if I have a word? Do you know why these chaps are here?
I just...
Has it been explained to you?
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yep.
what's happening? Do you want to try and get some stuff together then while we're here?
Yeah.
The outcome of this is that obviously you're going to have to leave.
With the police now present, Mr. Oyabadejo finally accepts the reality of the situation.
When the tenant thinks that on the day we do the possession, they can give us 110 reasons why they should be staying and not be evicted. The police are always helpful because if someone is just not playing ball with you and is trying everything to obstruct you from doing your duty, they're normally the voice of reason.
With Mr. Oyabadejo finally out of the house, the lettings agents take a look around the property. And it soon becomes clear there's more to this story than meets the eye.
So we've got water down here. So everything's leaking for a while. But the landlord's paying £400 a month in utilities. And when he was paying his rent, he was only paying £60 a week.
We've found that he was leaving the front door open so that people could just come and go as they please. The rooms that were locked had been forced open. There was black bags where one of his friends had moved in.
With the keys handed over, the eviction is complete.
Is that it in? Is that it sorted? Yep. Right, guys, we'll leave you to it. Leave you to it, on. Pleasure as always, mate. All right, see you later. Another happy client, eh?
Vic and Stuart secured a peaceful eviction against the odds. But in Gareth and Mitch's next case...
I'm currently inside your living room right now.
A debtor in denial...
Well, I got the money in phone. I got fuck all about it.
...pushes the agent's patience to the limit.
I'm fucking making enough. You don't seem to fucking understand a paragraph.
According to a recent report by a leading UK financial corporation, the value of unpaid invoices written off by small businesses has risen by more than 70% in just 1 year alone. With the average amount now standing at over £20,000, companies are forced to spend more than £2 billion annually trying to recover outstanding payments. High Court enforcement agents Gareth Short and Mitch Starr are in Yeovil, Somerset. They have a writ to collect a debt of almost £2,000 owed to a home improvement supplier.
Where are we going, mate? On the way to Yeovil. Visit a guy called Tim Gosling. He owes just shy of £2,000.
The debtor, Tim Gosling, purchased new doors for the front of his home, but failed to pay the invoice.
Again? Ankle biter.
The claimant escalated the case to the High Court, and now Mr. Gosling must pay in full today in either cash or goods.
Tally's on.
It looks like someone's at home. But with no answer at the door, Mitch and Gareth check the back of the house. Finding an open back door, the agents make peaceful entry.
Hello? Hello? High Court Enforcement Agents. Hello?
Any joy, mate?
No, nobody here. Right, let's ring him then, is it?
With no one in, Gareth calls the debtor's number.
Hello?
Hello, is that Tim?
Who is it, please?
I'm a High Court Enforcement Agent.
Okay.
I'm currently inside your living room right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're here with a High Court writ to enforce against you. With regards to money you owed...
Well, I ain't got the money in full. I got fuck all in a minute.
Your outstanding balance at the moment is £1,906.07.
Well, it's fine, but...
Give me a call within the next 10 minutes, somebody.
Yeah, okay, we'll do.
Cheers, bye.
Okay, bye.
While the agents wait to see if Mr. Gosling can raise payment, they start an inventory of assets that could be seized if he's unsuccessful.
It's not a lot here, though, is it?
Oh, you are? Someone coming by here, mate?
But then a man arrives.
Right, the bloke you're looking for don't live here.
Okay.
Right.
Who are you, mate?
Who am I? This is my mum's house.
Okay.
My mother's kicked him out. Tim's not even on the tenancy here. And nothing in this house is his.
The man says the debtor was in a relationship with his mother. But he claims they're now separated, and Mr. Gosling no longer lives at the property.
Do you think it'd be worth you giving him a call, mate, and having a chat with him yourself?
I was just with him when he was on the phone to you.
Do you want to ask him to pop down?
He will do, yeah.
Perfect.
I've got his back.
Go and get him, man.
Yeah. Don't be empty enough to know.
But as this is the address for Mr. Gosling stated on the High Court writ, the agents have the right to investigate further. And Mitch immediately spots something.
Invoice for a washing machine. So he's had a washing machine delivered here today.
The invoice is in Mr. Gosling's name.
So he's bought a washing machine for a house he doesn't live in.
Gareth and Mitch are suspicious that Mr. Gosling might still live in the house after all. A few minutes later, Mr. Gosling arrives.
Let's go and have a chat, mate. Come in by here.
I'm going saga.
All right, Tim.
Not really.
No, better days, have you?
Well, not better days.
Just show us some ID now.
Well,
So unfortunately, Tim, we're here with a High Court writ to enforce against you.
there's no point in me saying I'll keep trying because I've got nobody to turn to get the money.
It seems Mr. Gosling can't pay the almost £2,000 he owes. Gareth needs to make the consequences of non-payment clear.
We're commanded to seize and remove assets if the debt's not paid.
Yeah, but
Obviously, this is the last thing we want to do.
I've got a furnished flat the other side of town. Ongoing saga with my missus, my ex-missus now. If you walk around the house, there's nothing of mine here at all.
But then Mitch shows him the paperwork they found earlier.
Can you explain why we still get a mail today in your name, mate? If you're not living at this
Well, you
property.
shouldn't have because it was redirected.
So when did you move out?
I moved out yesterday. When was the first? Yesterday.
Mr. Gosling's story appears to back up his former stepson's claims. But the agents can still remove any goods left in the house belonging to him to offset the debt.
Can you prove ownership of every single asset within the property?
Oh, no, I won't have any receipts because none of it's new furniture.
You've probably got another 10 minutes.
I can't pay, and it's not my assets, as you want to call it.
You need to make an effort now, Tim, to pay this debt.
I've been fucking making an effort. You don't seem to fucking understand a pair ago. How the fuck am I going to prove that? Oh, fucking that's a joke.
With a deadline set, Mr. Gosling goes outside to try again to raise some cash. But it's clear this won't be an easy task.
I don't know where to fucking turn to. How many more fucking times? I'm getting a bit angry about this now.
If I was as desperate as you, I'd keep trying.
Defendants who bury their heads and don't make an effort to pay their debts do really frustrate me. Ultimately, if you deal with a matter face on, it's probably going to be a lot easier for yourself.
With the clock ticking, Gareth checks on progress.
So can you pay me right now, Tim?
Still no, isn't it? If I can know that, every obvious questions, isn't it?
But Mr. Gosling's former stepson, James, is trying to help.
Right, Jack? Yeah, not really. Is there any way you could lend me £1,000? On Friday. I can pay it on Friday.
We won't be able to wait till Friday, mate.
James gets straight back on the phone.
There's fucking bailiffs at Mother's house about to empty the place unless I pay them 1,900 quid. Well, I can get you £1,000 now.
You're halfway there, then, mate.
Payment can be made over the phone, mate.
James has managed to raise £1,000 towards Mr. Gosling's debt.
Brilliant. Okay, mate, we'll authorise that for you now and give you a call back confirmation, all right?
There's still an outstanding amount of £900. But seeing the effort James is putting in to helping the debtor, Gareth decides to give him some extra time.
We'll give another 5 minutes then, boys. Yeah, we've dragged our heels as much as possible now.
Well, beginning to piss me off.
Sorry?
I said, you're beginning to piss me off a bit, really.
Okay.
I'm fucking trying.
This is probably the most lenient I've ever been on a job because your son is trying his best to get all of the money.
Oh, he is.
It's not very common that you see a younger family member bailing out an older family member, but it does happen. And to me, it doesn't really paint a very good picture of them when they should really be a role model.
Gareth and Mitch have been at the house for an hour. With the second deadline now passed, Gareth's patience is running out. If Mr. Gosling can't pay, the agents have no choice but to remove assets to cover the debt. They turn their attention to his work van, and Mitch calls for a recovery vehicle.
Oh, yeah, can I have a truck, please? We've got a small van to go, yeah. Fantastic, thank you very much. Okay, you've got about 20 minutes before the truck turns up for the vehicle, mate, all right?
With the recovery vehicle on its way, Gareth has to make it clear that the extra fees incurred have increased the remaining balance.
So we need another £1,500, Tim, to stop us from removing his vehicle.
You might think I'm thick, but I'm fucking not.
I'm not saying you're thick, it's the last thing I said.
I'm trying to sort quite a few things out here. I'm trying to stop the take with cops and vans.
But the prospect of actually losing the van finally prompts Mr. Gosling to try one more time to get some help.
Yeah, I do, mate, desperately. Yeah. Right, okay.
Full balance, 1,500.
All right. Yeah, okay, cheers, mate, I appreciate that.
A friend offers him a lifeline.
Who's coming down now?
Brilliant. Who's coming, mate?
Mate of mine.
Brilliant. Going to pay the remaining balance for you, is he?
Oh, yeah.
There we go, mate. We got there, haven't we? I knew you had it in you, Tim. I always believed in you, mate.
See?
Never doubted you once.
Moments later, Mr. Gosling's friend arrives.
Hey, mate, you okay? So the remaining balance, Tim, is £1,536.47.
The friend pays the remaining balance in full.
That's more like it. I wish I had a friend like you.
Yeah.
I got him instead.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
Is it all done now?
Yep, it's all done now, mate.
Thanks to his friend and James, Mr. Gosling's debt is now cleared.
Job done. Nothing personal, Tim, but I hope I don't see you again.
Well, I don't think you bastards again either, really, in fairness to you. Nothing personal.
Nothing personal.
There you go, sir.
The agent's perseverance has paid off.
And breathe. That's the result, mate.
Top job, brother.
Recent research has revealed that the number of tickets issued by private parking firms over the first quarter of the last financial year has risen by over 60%. A leading motoring organisation estimates that 7 million private parking fines will be issued over the course of this year alone. It's 8 a.m. and High Court enforcement agent Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor are in Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester, to recover a debt of over £5,000 owed in unpaid parking fines.
She needs to pay us £5,142.
What's it regarding?
Parking.
Is it parking?
Parking.
How do you get to that level of parking?
The parking company won a county court judgment, but the defendant failed to pay.
Let's go.
The case was then escalated to the High Court, and the writ commands that the debtor must pay in full today.
It's not that cold. Come on.
Oh, those toys are frozen. Not going to be able to use them this morning.
There's no answer, so the agents check around the back.
Hello?
Finding an open door, they make peaceful entry.
Hello, is anybody in? Hi mate, you alright? Is she about? Are you able to come grab her? Cheers mate, thanks very much. Oh, we've been sent with the High Court writs with regards to parking.
Yeah, I paid one and asked for it back.
Right, this outstanding balance of £5,142.
For what?
It must be for parking.
Parking.
I had one parking ticket.
Right.
I paid it and I told them they owe me the money back because I got a free parking there.
Right, it must be something else then.
I don't even know what it's for.
Right.
Where's the vehicle?
I sold it.
You sold it how long ago?
A long time. This is for parking. I've not even had a letter off them.
It appears that the parking fines were incurred in an old vehicle the debtor sold some years ago, and that interest and added fees have now more than tripled what was originally owed.
I swear on my kids' lives, I've had nothing. I didn't even know about this. So how much do I owe?
£5,000.
I've got to pay £5,000 today.
Well, as I said, need to see how much you can raise.
We're here to work with you as well.
Anyone you can ring or just try and get something.
While the debtor tries to raise some funds, the agents look around the house for any assets they could seize. There doesn't appear to be much of value. But then Stuart spots some car keys.
Well, there's another key here as well. Great thing about doing this job in this modern age is remote central locking, so let's press a button and see what lights up. Brilliant. Hi, Nicky, can you someone do HPI for me?
Stuart calls the office for a vehicle check on the Vauxhall Astra.
On finance?
Finance, yeah.
Right, OK, no problem.
With the car out of bounds, Stuart heads back inside.
OK. Hello?
Hello?
Hello there, sir, how can I help?
Listen, mate.
Yeah.
It's pathetic, this. You know, she's a one-parent family. She hasn't got the money.
Yeah.
Her money's been stopped, and she can prove today that her money has been stopped. It's for crying out loud sake, it's a parking fine.
Yeah.
I'm on the way.
OK, sir. No problem. See you shortly. Bye.
With the debtor's brother on his way and no assets to take, it will take all the agents' negotiating skills to get this case resolved. Stuart McCracken and Elmore Victor were in Ashton-under-Lyne, Greater Manchester, to recover a debt of over £5,000 in unpaid parking fines.
I swear on my kids' lives, I've had nothing. I didn't even know about this.
The news came as a shock for the debtor.
I've got to pay £5,000 today.
She said she couldn't pay, and then called her brother for help.
Listen, mate.
Yeah.
It's pathetic, this. You know, she's a one-parent family. She hasn't got the money.
Now, 10 minutes after he was called, her brother arrives.
Hi, mate, you all right?
No.
And he wants answers.
So, come on, what are you going to take?
We gave it time to raise some funds.
You're not having the pram that I just bought. You're not having that.
Ideally, we don't want to take anything.
We've just got them in this house and she can't even cook.
It appears that the debtor and her 4 children have only recently moved into this house after some tough times.
She's come out of a horrendous marriage and come into a new marriage and tried to sort herself out with the kids, and she's done brilliant to get where she is.
Yeah.
You know, believe you me, if I could tell you one half of what she's gone through in the last, 3 years, you'd be like, wow. But she's back on her feet and she's done it, but she's done it herself. And then she gets this. But it's just wrong, absolutely wrong, so wrong.
Despite the debtor's situation, the agents are duty-bound to get a result for the claimant. The debtor's daughter arrives to help.
Go sit down, Mum. You've got no more money.
I haven't got nothing.
You can clearly say she's got no money.
It's heartbreaking in a way that other family members are dragged into a situation, but that's what debt does. Debt follows you around, it drags family members in, it affects other people, not just the people that we're after. Sometimes they have to get involved to try and resolve the situation. It can make people worry, and through no fault of their own, it just means that they're involved whether they like it or not.
With the whole family getting involved, Stuart and Vic want to get this case resolved quickly. But with no assets to seize and payment in full out of the question, Stuart's only option is to see whether the claimant will accept a payment plan.
We basically feed the information back and then they decide what they want us to do. But for them to accept a payment plan, they're going to want something up front. It's as simple as that.
Well, 300 quid be enough.
300 and then...
If you can give them 300 today, and then pay £100 more.
Yeah, okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll speak to the claimant now. Okay, let's say the claimant agrees to it. If they pay the 300 and then £100 a month. Yeah. Yeah.
If it keeps the stuff, she's got children, she can't have no TVs or anything, can she? And if it comes to it, I'll just have to help out each
Well,
one.
you pay 50, I'll pay 50.
Vic calls the office to see whether the offer of a £300 down payment is acceptable to the claimant.
There's nothing here. I mean, you know the cars on finance. There's it's a 3-bedroom house and there's 6 people living inside. To give you an idea, so they're not rolling in it. There's no Rolexes. There's no whatsoever. Gonna give us a bell back.
All the agents can do now is wait.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Waiting for a call back. I only do, we do it with our office. They phone the claimants. And then explain to them, look, and there's no assets.
You don't own anything.
Yeah, no assets.
Most of it's you pay weekly for it, don't you?
Yeah. 6 people living in a 3-bedroom house. It's the best offer on the table. Unfortunately, every circumstance is different, and if people don't have the means to pay, this will have an impact on the whole family life. I do have sympathy with defendants that are really, really struggling, and that's why we try and work with them as best as we can.
5 minutes later, the office called back.
Hello? Yeah? Okay, that's fine, brilliant. Okay, thank you. Cheers, bye. Bye. Right, they've accepted it, right? There's a condition, though. And the condition is, in 3 to 6 months' time, they're going to review it.
With the offer accepted, the debtor pays the agents £300 and agrees to a repayment plan of £100 a month to pay back the balance of her £5,000 debt.
Just try your best if you can't. If you can't make it, phone us. You know what I mean? We'd rather speak to you on the phone than having to come back.
The case is resolved for now.
All right, guys. See you later.
But if the debtor defaults on her repayments, the agents will be back.
The problem is absolutely no assets. Massive debt. And the claimant has accepted a payment plan.
So I just hope, fingers crossed, for that family that she manages to stick to this agreement. Oh, there we go. It's not a wake-up call most people want, but...
It is what it is.
And Can't Pay will be back at the same time next week. With millions struggling to find their first home, Michael Portillo looks into the cause. Our housing crisis, Who's to Blame, is brand new next. And over on 5 Spike, new World's Toughest Prison looks at Tent City in Arizona, where inmates are made to wear pink underwear while dealing with 120-degree heat.
Threats.
Slap me in the face, you know.
Mate, you've not got what it takes.
Anger.
I know my rights. Do not
Calm yourself down, I will carry on removing goods.
Desperation.
I'm owed so much money. Oh, God.
What happens when debt
I don't have money here.
tracks you down?
Nobody have that kind of cash.
Up and down the UK,
Oh, you can't say that. Don't be taking my equipment.
we see Britain's most resilient High Court enforcement agents
It's not your snap, it is not belongs to you.
dealing with every debtor's worst nightmare. Because if you can't pay,
I'm not instructing you.
they'll take it away. County court judgments against individuals in England and Wales rose to the highest level in over a decade during the first quarter of 2017. nearly 300,000 judgments were issued during this period, marking a 35% rise from the previous year. "7:30 a.m. High Court enforcement agents Max Caraher and Steve Pinner are on their way to Fulham, West London, to recover a debt of almost £8,000 owed to a firm of accountants.
OK, Max, we're in Putney now. Where are we off to?
But this will be no ordinary job. The debtor is a well-known personality.
He's famous for being on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. He was also sent to prison for fraud. He had a fleet of Ferraris, and he actually hid some of them.
Why?
To claim on the insurance, and got a huge amount of money, and then he was found out and sent to prison.
The debtor is Lord Charles Brockett, and Steve and Max are on their way to see him at his exclusive penthouse apartment.
So, yeah, I will ring the bell for the concierge.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. We are High Court enforcement agents here with a High Court writ.
Alright, come into reception.
Lovely, thank you very much.
The agents are buzzed in by security.
They've got some penthouse suites up there. Good morning, sir. Are you the security here?
I am.
Hello. Not a
to
problem.
see.
My name's Max Caraher. I'm a High Court enforcement agent. I'm here with my colleague Steve Pinner. We've got a High Court writ for one of your residents.
Who?
Mr. Brockett.
Mr. Brockett. Can you mind if I give him a call?
The security guard calls up to Lord Brockett's apartment.
Is Charles there? Oh, they're away. I've got people here from the High Court. Yeah, 1 second. This is the family.
Yes, not a problem. Hi there. Who am I speaking to? I understand it's not a convenient moment, but unfortunately we're commanded here. We should explain that when we're upstairs. Cheers. Bye. Thanks ever so much, sir.
It appears that Lord Brockett is away and that his mother and stepfather-in-law are staying in the flat. But the agents have the right to remove goods to offset the debt, even in his absence.
Good morning, madam. Sorry to bother you.
You've got to go through.
Go through?
But as Steve and Max enter the flat, they're in for a surprise. The apartment is crammed with valuable antiques and artwork.
When I walked into the flat, I thought I'd walked into an art gallery. I mean, there was very few spaces where there wasn't a picture or a painting or something. It was just crazy, phenomenal for where we were.
The agents have all the leverage they need if Lord Brockett can't or won't pay. But now Max needs to find out where he is.
We're here for Charles Brockett.
What's it in connection with?
We're enforcement agents. We have a High Court writ here.
Against him?
Yes. Where is he at the moment, sir?
They've gone to Cuba for a fortnight.
Oh.
Yes, they went yesterday.
Ah, OK. Would it be possible to get him on the phone?
They've got mobiles, yes.
Excellent.
So, what do we need to do? Give you his mobile?
If you get him on the phone for me so we can speak to him, I think that's going to be the best option.
At the moment, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I understand that Lord Charles is travelling and on holiday, but he has a High Court writ that he needs to pay. If not, we'll be removing goods, and we don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, how much do we have to pay? Can
We-
we pay it?
I need to confirm with him that we can speak to you about the details. It's not me being difficult.
No, okay.
It's,
Well, we can try and get it. We'll be waking him up now.
sure, it's just the Data Protection Act we can't say.
No, that's all right.
So, thank you.
The debtor's mother-in-law gets him on the phone.
Charlie, Diana. Good morning. Sorry to wake you in the middle of the night. I've got some gentlemen here from the High Court who need to speak to you. So I'll pass you over.
Hello, sir. Is this Mr. Charles Brockett?
Yes, it is. Yes, speaking.
Hello, Mr. Brockett. We're enforcement agents and we've been sent here with a High Court writ.
Right.
We need to collect a balance of £7,666.42 at this moment in time. Is there any way you're able to pay that, sir?
Not at the moment, no.
Not at the moment. Could you just confirm that you are not going to pay this balance?
Yes, sir, I'm not, because the judge has asked me to ask for it to be set aside.
It seems Lord Brockett has applied to have the case set aside. But as the application is still being processed, the High Court writ is active and must be resolved today.
You were saying about possibly removing some goods from here?
Yes.
Yes, but none of this stuff belongs to Lord Brockett.
Yes, certainly. Hello, sir?
Just so you are aware, the whole property and its contents are owned by the trustees of the First Lord Brockett's Will Trust.
Okay.
There's nothing there except for literally things like my toothbrush.
Lord Brockett, I understand what you're saying. However, unless an original bill of sale can be provided, the onus of proof isn't on ourselves, and we can indeed remove that asset. And unless we get payment, we will be removing them.
Okay, I'll ring Hansel now and then come back to you.
Not a problem. Thank you, Mr. Lord Brockett.
Thank you.
Whilst the agents wait for Lord Brockett to call back, Max and Steve start an inventory of goods they could seize if he can't prove they belong to the trust.
The assets in this property are unbelievable.
And for the agents, the flat is a gold mine.
What do you know about art?
I know that it's in a gallery.
Steve, I know nothing about art.
Unsure of the value of the paintings, Max and Steve turn their attention to the antiques.
Ink pen set?
Silver.
I'm seeing these assets that look like they've been in a museum for many years. It shocks me. I've never seen anything like that, and I've been to some nice places. It was one of a kind.
20 minutes later, Lord Brockett hasn't called back.
Right, Steve, at this moment in time, he's refused to pay. I think we'll get some contractors down.
But then the security guard arrives together with Lord Brockett's son.
I spoke to him, and legally he said you've never got 7 days notice or something, and legally you can't be taking anything out of the flat.
A notification of enforcement has been sent here.
You can't just take stuff, surely?
Yes, I can. I'm an enforcement agent.
Just then, Lord Brockett calls back.
Okay, so can I now tell you?
Yes.
We've got 2 gentlemen there. I've checked with council.
Yes.
They've asked you to leave the building. They are allowed to use whatever steps are necessary in law.
Excuse me?
They told you to move you.
Right, so you're saying that they can use force to remove us from the building?
Yes, from the building.
No, they're not. They're going to be they'll be arrested if they lay a finger on us.
With Lord Brockett now making direct threats against the agents.
But can you please leave now?
This case has taken a nasty turn. Max and Steve will have to use all their tenacity to complete the job peacefully. Max Caraher and Steve Pinner were in West London to recover £8,000 owed by Lord Charles Brockett.
Good morning, madam.
You've got to go through.
Go through?
Lord Brockett's in-laws were looking after the flat while he was on holiday.
Is there any way you're able to pay that, sir?
Not at the moment, no.
But when Max explained they were going to start removing goods to cover the debt,
I think we'll get some contractors down.
Lord Brockett started to make threats.
We've got 2 gentlemen there. I told you to move you.
No, they're not. They're going to be they'll be arrested if they lay a finger on us.
But can you please leave now?
Now Max has got to make Lord Brockett understand that he has every right to stay in the flat and complete the enforcement.
Right, I'm now going to start removing goods from your lounge, okay?
They are going to stop you doing that.
Believe you me, if they do, then they'll be arrested.
Then by who?
By who? The police.
Can you hand the phone back to the gentleman?
Yes, certainly. I know you're following orders from your boss. If you obstruct us, we have to call the police.
With Max standing his ground, Lord Brockett tells his son he must let the agents stay. Now they must get this case back on track.
We've been here for quite a long time now, sir. We are going to do a physical removal.
What are you taking?
Well, I identified the clock, the writing set,
How do you know the value of what you've taken?
We'll leave an inventory, madam. At auction, it gets about 10 to 20% of the actual value.
Do we get this back ever?
If the debt is paid for...
I mean, these are heirlooms, you know.
Debt doesn't discriminate between the rich and the poor. You could be at the top end of society or right down at the bottom. Debt will affect us all at some point in our lives.
But then Lord Brockett calls again.
Hello, Charlie, it's Diane again.
Hey.
I'm going to pass you back to the
I'll explain
officer.
it.
It seems he now wants to negotiate.
If you was to settle this debt at present, it would be held in in a company client account for 14 days. And then that would leave everything in the flat here, untouched. If you're successful in your winning of the case, it then gets returned.
Does it get the full amount that we pay today refunded?
If you win the decision, then it gets returned to you.
Charlie, why don't you let us do this?
I think Mrs. Hughes there is going to arrange a payment.
Yes, no problem. Would you like me to pass you back over?
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
Lord Brockett's mother-in-law agrees to pay his £7,700 debt in full.
That's gone through absolutely fine. Everything's put back where it is. We're all sorted here. Thank you for your time, and I do apologise.
The agent's perseverance has paid off.
Thanks very much for the time. Take care. So, cheers. I think this just goes to show that he's not immune from the law. What a flat, though, with the artwork, etc. Gosh.
Latest research has revealed that more than half of Britain's small and medium-sized businesses are suffering from late payments. Over 20% of firms are owed over £25,000, while 40% have experienced cash flow problems as a direct result of unpaid invoices.
Next case then, mate.
High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Coventry to recover a debt of £10,000 owed by City Leisure Coventry Limited, a company which runs a local pub, the Watchmakers.
It's like it's going to be nice today, isn't it?
Doesn't it?
The business owes the money to a contractor who carried out refurbishments in the pub, but wasn't paid the full amount of their invoice.
It looks like there's lights on the inside, though.
The contractor took the company to court and won. And now payment must be made in full today.
All the lights are on.
No?
No.
The pub appears to be empty, but former publican Matt thinks on his feet.
Just get to the side of that, man. Who's going down? Me.
Yeah, you are younger, like.
That's it. Use all your armed forces skill there, mate. Get in there. It's one thing pub landlords always forget to lock a cellar drop. Always.
But down in the cellar, Gary is in for a surprise.
Who are you? My name's Gary Boy, High Court Enforcement. We're after City Leisure Coventry Limited.
Long gone.
Long
what
gone.
are you doing coming through my cellar door?
Hello, sir.
Get
No
out.
means that.
Get out. City
I'm
Leisure
afraid
don't-
not.
Get out.
I'm afraid
Right,
not.
get out. City Leisure
I'm
don't
afraid
occupy. Okay, I'm going to film everything you're doing. How fucking dare you walk into my property?
thought it was.
Not for fucking me, you ain't.
The address I
Not
have.
for fucking me,
The
you
address
ain't.
I have.
City Leisure, they don't occupy here anymore.
Okay.
Right, so get outside and I'll show you the paperwork.
You can show me here now.
You what?
You can show me here now.
What, in the fucking cellar? Get the fuck
okay.
out of my pub. Get out of this pub
Call the
now.
police then.
I'll fucking call the police, you cunt. How dare you? City Leisure don't occupy here. Who's that for?
City Leisure.
Right, come here.
After hearing the aggressive conversation, Matt quickly goes to join his colleague.
Get up here.
Don't shout.
But the man has left the cellar.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Hello.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
first of all,
No,
you settle
no,
down.
Get your hands
First
off
of all,
me. Get your hands
settle
off.
yourself
Get your
down.
hand off me.
Calm yourself down.
I know my rights. Do not touch
Calm
me
yourself
again.
down.
Don't
Simple as that.
touch me again.
Calm yourself down.
Fucking breaking into my pub.
We're here with the Ritz, sir.
No, you're here
Yes,
with
we
a writ
are.
for a city leisure
No,
company, right?
We're
which
here for a
isn't the
writ
occupant-
with this property.
Right, that is against city leisure. That company's gone into liquidation.
Well, answer the door when we knock it then.
The man claims a new company now runs the pub and that City Leisure Coventry Limited has been wound down. But the man's reaction has raised Matt's suspicions, so he checks his case notes.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Steve Carvel.
Your name's what, sorry?
Steve Carvel.
That's one of the directors of the company, mate.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter what the director of the company are. That company is gone.
The company's registered at this address, and it's active on Company's House.
Okay.
Okay. You're a director of that company.
Yes.
Right. So why are you not dealing with the issues that it's got?
Matt's notes show that Mr. Carvel is the director of the debtor company, City Leisure Coventry Limited, and that it's not gone into liquidation, as he claims.
So we're here today for the balance of £10,765.86. Okay.
City Leisure.
If that's not paid, we're going to be removing goods from the property today.
City Leisure don't own anything here.
Okay. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they do.
Your writ is for a previous occupier.
It's not, is it? It's for you.
No, it's no.
Your City Leisure.
Excuse me, no.
Coventry.
No, that's a separate legal entity. That's a limited company.
With Mr. Carvel insistent a new company runs the pub, he shows Matt and Gary paperwork, which he thinks proves his claims.
Watchmaker's Leisure.
Yep.
From occupier here.
Yep.
Insurance certificate. Watchmaker's Leisure. Non-domestic rates. Watchmaker's Leisure, VAT, Watchmaker's Leisure, City Leisure, and nothing to do with this premises. So I've shown you all the evidence. That's from the solicitor. That's the licence to occupy. That's Watchmaker's Leisure. What are you going to do?
It appears that Mr. Carvel has set up a new company, Watchmaker's Leisure, to manage the pub. If the assets have been transferred to his new company, they can't be seized. But Matt needs proof.
Have you got a full inventory of everything that's in the property that says it belongs to somebody else? On the day that it was paid for?
Ownership of goods. That's the inventory of the goods.
Right, this document's a year old.
Yeah. It's supported by that is the licence to occupy from the solicitor.
Yeah, that's not relevant.
The document is not proof that the fixtures and fittings have been legally transferred to the new business. Matt turns up the pressure.
Would it be fair for me to assume that assets belonging to City Leisure Coventry Limited would be here?
Unless shown otherwise.
Unless I'm shown otherwise.
There you go.
But I don't think I've been
I
yet.
think you have.
All right, okay. Well, unfortunately, that's my judgment to make, not yours. We often get told, that business is not active anymore. It's been wound up. It's gone bankrupt. Whatever the argument is. However, we've checked with Company's House to make sure that we're attending the right registered premises, to make sure that the company is active, and to make sure there is no winding up petition against the company.
With no proof that the goods belong to Mr. Carvel's new company, Gary and Matt start an inventory of assets.
Do you know how many of them stalls there are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But then suddenly, Mr. Carvel seems to want to negotiate.
Just so I understand, mate.
Mm-hmm.
What's the amount that you're claiming?
£10,765.86.
I just want to put this to bed.
Just over 10,000 quid. Because categorically it'll be empty this afternoon, you realise that, don't you?
Fair enough.
See what you can raise, I was a publican for 15 years, so I know the score.
We do have to use the High Court writ and the powers from it wisely. The last thing we want to do is remove goods from a business for their employees, to lose their jobs. However, if they're not working with us to try and get this paid, that's the only course of action we do have.
The agents have now been on the premises for half an hour. Mr. Carvel has managed to find a friend who is willing to help out.
You the landlord's mate, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, he's out the back, I think.
All right.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay, Steve. I'll be honest, mate, I don't think it's going to be enough. Is there anybody else that can top it up? Mate, I can put the call in for you. I don't think it's going to be enough, to be honest, but I can ask the question. Is there any other avenues you can try? Nothing. I'll give him a ring and see what happens. Just give us a minute.
Matt goes outside to see whether Mr. Carvel's offer is acceptable to the claimant.
Managed to speak to the director who is the Director of City Leisure, and he's making an offer of £2,000 today.
It'll be refused, mate. You've got to try harder.
If we came somewhere along the halfway mark,
yeah.
All right, I'll have a chat with him and I'll come back to you. Cheers.
Matt goes back inside to break the news to Mr. Carvel.
The indication is that the only way that they would not remove today is if you got somewhere near half. See what you can do to increase on what you've offered, right? And then I'll give another go. All right.
Minutes later, Mr. Carvel returns with another offer from his friend.
3. And that is like literally clearing out his own business. He's like literally clearing himself out. Literally.
It seems that a £3,000 down payment is the best Mr. Carvel can do. But Matt has a solution.
Are you open this weekend?
Yeah.
How much would you take over the weekend, on average?
6.
You could pay 3 today, 2 on Monday, and then 2 payments of 2.8.
Yeah.
281, 81.
2881.
Matt calls the office again to see whether Mr. Carvel's new offer will be enough to resolve the case today.
Good afternoon.
I've got an offer from the defendant. £3,000 today with £2,000 on Monday.
Okay, Monday.
Yeah. And then 2,800 for the week after and the week after that. He's got the 3K now. He just wants the weekend to make some money so he can pay us on Monday.
I'll mail you back in a couple of minutes. I'll speak to Glenn now.
Okay, mate. Cheers. Just waiting for a call back, Steve. Okay. They've just gone to the client with it. I'm just going to wait for a call back. Hello.
Hello, Matt. John.
Hi, mate.
Okay, I can confirm that the client has accepted that proposal.
All right, mate. Lovely. Thank you. Thanks, John. Accepted, mate.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Good. Oh, it doesn't worry me at all, bud. We'll leave as mates, don't worry, I promise you.
Mr. Carvel's friend pays the £3,000 down payment.
Best man this year.
He is the best. He's the best man today, definitely.
The agents get Mr. Carvel to sign a controlled goods agreement, which lists assets on the premises.
Signature there, print your name at the bottom, mate.
If he doesn't stick to his repayment plan, the assets will be removed.
All the best, mate. I hope you get sorted.
The case is resolved for now. But if Mr. Carvel defaults, the agents will be back.
Let's go.
Matt and Gary had to calm an angry debtor down to get a result. But in Max and Paul's next case, they meet a woman facing a financial crisis.
I'm owed so much money. Oh, God.
At risk of losing what little she has.
Well, what goods were you thinking to?
Everything of value.
The number of people who contacted a leading UK charity to seek help with their debts has risen by 62% over the last 5 years. Research has shown that nearly 15 million people in the UK have insufficient savings to live on should they fall on hard times. High Court enforcement agents Max Caraher and Paul Bohill are on their way to North London to recover a debt of £18,000 owed by a recruitment consultant to a dissatisfied client.
We're off to see Mrs. Roberta Grada, and we're looking to collect £17,881.87.
The client wanted his money back after the debtor, Roberta Grade, recruited an unsuitable PA for him and then failed to find him a replacement. He took her to court and won.
Oh, so this might be an interesting job.
Let's go find out.
If Roberta can't or won't pay today, the agents can remove goods to offset the debt.
Nope. Hello. Hello, madam. High Court Enforcement. Hello, Roberta, how are you? We've got what do I need? £17,881.87. Do you know what all this is about? You'll also have to speak a bit closer. I'm as deaf as a doorpost. The problem we've got at the moment is that we have to collect on the funds, or we have to enforce the writ, which is removal of goods. That's obviously my job to look and see what assets we have to remove.
Roberta won't open the door, so Paul posts a business card through the letterbox.
There's a phone number on here. Can you call me on it? Because it's a bit silly talking through the door. Hello?
And I know I've got to pay it.
Okay.
But I'm just unprepared to kind of be asked for £17,000 on my doorstep today. That's all it is.
Okay. Well, what would you propose to make?
No, I can't hear you. Hello?
Yeah, sorry, how do you propose?
I can't hear you. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Right, speak to me through the letterbox so we have no breakdown in communications. I'm a realist. I don't expect you to be able to pull out £18,000 out of your pocket. We need to come up with A, an arrangement, and B, I need to get something to pay off the client.
We are in a really tight situation.
Yep.
Like at this side of Christmas, I'm just waiting for sort of money to come in.
If you say that to me, then we have no other option but to enter your property and remove goods.
It's critically important to gain access to the property under a writ of control as soon as is possible and peaceably. Unless we're in the property, we can't make an assessment of the debtor's capability to pay the debt. Without access to the property, we can't even enter into the negotiations.
Realising the agents aren't going to go away, Roberta finally lets them in.
Sorry. You just come as a double act.
She's keen to tell the agents her side of the story.
I'm an agent, so I found him a secretary to support him
Right.
in his business world. But then he fired her.
Right.
And then wanted me to replace, which I
And you couldn't find anybody to
I
replace?
spent a year.
So he's suing you for
yeah,
what?
and then all the time he was like changing the goalposts and what he wanted.
Okay.
I want someone part-time, I want someone full-time. I spent a year.
So he's saying he had to hire somebody else, and that's what he sued
I owe him like a refund. I decided not to go to court to fight that because it's all his word against my word kind of thing, and I didn't have any sort of money to sort of, get a legal team behind me.
The only option I can see at the moment, if we can't get a down payment, is removing a large number of goods to cover part of the debt.
I mean, I could do like £150 like today.
No, if that is the case, we will have to seize goods.
Well, what goods will you be thinking?
It will be everything of value. This is a route that both my colleague and I really don't want to go down. If we get a down payment...
It changes the complexion of it.
It really changes everything.
I'm owed so much money as well, that's the problem.
Okay.
I'm owed so much money, oh God.
With payment looking unlikely, Max goes to do a vehicle check on the car parked outside the house.
Hiya, can I speak to somebody to do an HPI for me?
Yeah, it's on finance.
What are the T&Cs of that finance?
60 months. It's only taken out.
Whoa. Okay, cheers.
Take care, mate.
Bye.
With the car out of bounds, the agents look around the house for any other assets they could seize. There doesn't seem too much of any value, but the agents' actions have prompted Roberta to act.
Oh God, let me call my husband and see what we can do.
When people are trying to find the money, if I can see that they're making a conscious effort, this could be making phone calls, getting their other half on the phone, a real effort to show that they are trying to resolve this problem. If somebody's sat there on the sofa saying, I can't pay this, that's a defeatist attitude.
Roberta has asked her husband to call round the family to see who can help.
One sec. Hi, darling.
She'll pull over.
Is she going to do... Oh, that's so... is she going to call me on my mobile? Oh, did you explain to her? All right. Oh, that's so sweet of her. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, darling. Okay, bye. Bye. Right, okay, my sister's going to help.
She's going to help. Oh, that's very encouraging.
Roberta's sister has agreed to pay £3,000 towards the debt. It's less than a quarter of what she owes, but it appears to be her best offer. Max goes outside to call the office to see whether the claimant is willing to accept it.
Could you give me an indication as to what the client would accept as a down payment so we don't have to remove what little she has?
The client would look like they want at least £4,000.
That's 4,000. Alison, what I'll do, I'm still unsure if she can get it, but I'll say, look, 4,000 is the absolute minimum that the client would take.
Absolute minimum, that's what I've got on here.
Okay, Alison.
It's not good news.
So what did they say?
£4,000.
£4,000.
Roberta calls her sister directly.
Darling, I'm so sorry to put you in this situation, honestly. Are you alright to sort of help out just with the payment, just for now, sweetie? If it could be £4,000, would that be okay? Alrighty, thanks so much, sweetie. Thanks, darling, thanks a million. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Roberta's sister agrees to pay the £4,000 the claimant has asked for.
I believe you are going to help Roberta out with a down payment of £4,000 so we can solve this problem. Thank you very much for being able to help.
Now Max has to set up a payment plan to clear the £14,000 balance.
What can you reasonably afford so you won't default on payments? You tell me.
Could it be sort of like £1,500 per month?
Provisionally, I will accept that. That's a reasonable figure. That's your paperwork there. That's just sums up everything you said, how much you paid and the dates.
Yeah.
They're the card receipts.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Okay.
The case is resolved for now. But if Roberta doesn't stick to her payment plan, the agents will be back. A recent survey has shown that almost 50% of families in the UK are struggling to make ends meet. Nearly 20% admit to being unable to cover an unexpected cost of over £100. While 1 in 7 UK households have to cut back on food and other necessities to pay for unforeseen expenses. High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball are in Smethwick, West Midlands, to recover a debt of almost £6,000 owed in unpaid nursery fees by Linda Mkulsia and Charlie Isiora.
Who's next then, buddy?
It's childcare again, mate.
Childcare.
They, between them, owe £5,875.72 to a children's nursery.
The debtors received government help with their childcare fees directly, but failed to pass on the money to the nursery, and now they must pay the £6,000 they owe in full today.
Hey, madam. Looking for Linda or Charlie?
Linda or Charlie?
Linda Mkulsia or Charlie Isiora?
No. My name is Angel.
How long have you lived here, madam?
I've been living here now for a year.
1 year?
Yeah.
Okay, just tell you, my name's Gary, this is Matt. We're both High Court enforcement agents.
Yes.
Here today with a High Court writ. Are you renting, are you? Have you bought?
I'm renting.
You're renting. Have you got a tenancy agreement? Or
no,
a council tax bill?
No.
Can we just have a look at your identification as well, please?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you.
As this is the address on the writ of control, the agents have every right to stay and investigate further. Gary makes peaceful entry into the property.
Madam, just a passport or a driving... There you go.
Please, you can come in.
We can come in. We've got a High Court writ.
The woman shows Gary her driving licence.
You're Angel, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your date of birth, Angel?
Yes.
Your date of birth?
Oh, my date of birth is
What's your date of birth, madam? That's quite easy. Give me a driving licence, which is I don't think is quite real.
Huh? What do you mean?
No, don't take it out of my hands. What's your date of birth?
My date of birth is 9 of March, 1986.
That doesn't look real to me, that driving licence. It's a bit different to mine.
Anything you wanna think is up to you. I'm showing you my identification as you ask. Right now, you are really embarrassing me in my neighbourhood where I live.
We're just making our checks, man. We're just doing our job, all right? To the quality of it.
Presented with what looks like fake ID, the agents are now even more suspicious that Angel really is the debtor they're looking for.
We're just gonna have a quick look round, sweetie. Make sure this person's not here, OK?
Matt looks for paperwork to prove his hunch.
Do you know where your tenancy agreement is, madam? We can get this matter resolved.
I don't have a tenancy agreement. He's my husband who deals with everything.
But then, upstairs, Gary finds a bundle of letters.
What's that letter, man? It's Linda. An open letter.
I had letters coming here.
OK.
They're all addressed to the debtor, Linda Mkulsia.
Something's not quite right here, is
We
it?
used to open letters, they come
You used to open other people's letters?
Sorry?
OK.
Letters, they come to this house, we open them.
It's a bank letter with a new pin. You Linda, madam, are you?
I'm not Linda.
Because in my house, right, there's letters to me, and that's it. I found that new pin for a bank account, 3 weeks old. If you've been in this house a year, why is this lady who we're looking for still sending a pin to your house then? And you're opening it, it's in your bedside table?
I said all the letters that come here, I used to open it.
Something's not ringing true here, madam.
This is becoming a joke now, it's serious.
Is it? I don't think it's funny.
Despite the evidence to the contrary, the woman is still denying she's the debtor. But then Gary spots a handbag.
Is this your bag, madam?
Yeah.
It is your bag?
Yes.
Definitely your bag. I've just found it on the kitchen table, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me why there's a Matlan card for Linda in there, then. In her bag.
When we reveal that someone's lying to us, it puts us in a strong position. It opens up the defendants into realising that, you know, the game's up. We know who you are. Time to deal with it.
I think we found the right person, haven't we?
I think we have.
Linda card as well. Your bag, madam. OK, so you're obviously Linda, aren't you?
Okay. My real name is Linda.
Linda's deceit has been exposed, but will the agents be able to get the almost £6,000 they came for? High Court enforcement agents Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in the West Midlands to recover a debt of nearly £6,000 owed by a couple for unpaid nursery fees.
Hey, madam. It's looking for Linda or Charlie. We can come in, madam.
The woman they met denied that she was the debtor and gave the agents suspicious ID.
That doesn't look real to me, that driving licence. It's a bit different to mine.
But Gary's detective work proved that she was lying.
Is this your bag, madam?
Yeah.
Tell me why there's a Matlan card for Linda in there, then.
Now the agents must get this case resolved, one way or another.
Do you want to start telling the truth?
Okay.
Is there any reason why you lied to us about who you are?
The reason is we are no longer together. I wasn't working, so he was the one paying the bills. He was the one paying for the child's school. It's not my business.
Unfortunately, it is, isn't it? The child in question is yours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my child, but with our agreement, the man pays because he's the one who said, don't work,
right.
I'll pay everything.
Right. So the easiest way for a debtor to avoid payment is to deny all knowledge of it, especially when it's a debt from a previous relationship, because that's something that they're trying to forget about and move forward from. And then suddenly this debt from that relationship comes and bites them on the bum.
Despite her claims, as she is named on the writ, Linda is responsible for the debt.
So first things first, are you able to pay that amount of money?
I don't have money here.
Can anybody help you with it?
Nobody have that kind of cash.
Right.
With Linda saying she can't pay, the agents start looking around the house for assets they could seize. And they're in for a surprise.
2 Cartier bracelets here, mate. If they are real, they're worth thousands. But we'll seize those. Rolex watch. DKNY watch. Gucci glasses. 2 very lovely rings. Big diamond rings.
You can't take my ring.
I can, I'm afraid, madam.
In the bedrooms, there appear to be thousands of pounds worth of designer goods.
I've got a DKNY handbag. I don't know if it's real or not. Doing the search, you know, you're looking out for these things of value. You know, finding a Cartier box with bracelets in, finding expensive watches. It builds up a picture. It builds up a lifestyle on how these people are living. There must be money going through that property.
The agents list the designer items on an inventory. But even though they would have been expensive to buy, their value at auction may not clear the £5,875 she owes. But then Gary finds some vehicle registration documents.
BMW 6 Series. Where are these BMWs, madam? You're trying to hide goods because you got a debt against you.
I didn't hide any goods. I've got a car.
What car?
This one.
It appears Linda owns one of the BMWs Gary has found paperwork for.
Yeah.
He calls the office for a vehicle check.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye. Bye. Free of finance.
How much?
3,000.
The value of the vehicle would cover just over half the debt, but there's a problem.
Where is this car?
There is somewhere.
It's somewhere. Okay.
Over the rainbow?
Yeah.
It's pointless talking about this then,
It's in
isn't
the
it?
garage for the service.
It seems that the vehicle can't be recovered until tomorrow, and the agents are running out of options. But then Linda makes an offer.
Okay then. I've got a friend, she said she can have money tomorrow in cash. But anyway, hold on.
Using the car as collateral, Matt decides to offer Linda a lifeline.
I'm happy to give you until tomorrow to pay this. I'll do what's called a controlled goods agreement.
The agents put the car and the luxury items on a controlled goods agreement, which means they control her goods, but she can keep them in the house.
Okay, Linda, if you just sign there and print there.
If Linda doesn't pay the £5,875 she owes within 24 hours, the agents will be back to seize the goods.
Taking goods is always the last resort in enforcement. That's not what we're there to do. It's a pain for everybody involved. We use different forms of leverage. The shortened version of leverage is levy. That's what bailiffs do. They levy on goods. So, you know, that's what we use. We use the car, the boat, the plane, whatever it may be. Thank you, Linda.
And there's your cards there, Linda. They're in your bag, all right.
Thank you.
Cheers, Linda.
I ran out of where to go with that one, mate.
Yeah, she wasn't forthcoming, was she? Still, if she didn't pay tomorrow, we'll seize the car and we'll come back and get all that jewellery.
And the Can't Pay agents are back at 9 next Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, the youngsters who just want to make friends but are being moved on again. Gypsy Kids, Our Secret World is brand new at 9. And new next tonight on Channel 5, it was meant to come with brand new appliances, not leaking sewage. Nightmare new builds in just a moment.
In 2016, more county court judgments were issued against consumers in England and Wales than any other year on record. With a 20% rise in the second half of the year, the average amount owed is nearly £1,800. High Court enforcement agent Gary Brown is a former soldier who served in Afghanistan and Iraq before becoming an agent 2 years ago. Together with trainee Connor Jackson, he works all over London and the South East, recovering debts and seizing goods. Today they're in Bromley, South London, to recover over £11,000 owed by Lee Carpenter to an accident claims company.
Quite a lot of debt. Looks like it could be something to do with a car accident payout.
This isn't the first visit the agents have paid Mr. Carpenter. Last time, no one was home. But with an early morning call, they're hoping to catch him in.
See if we can get inside first, and see if he actually opens the door for us.
But this is going to be one of the most remarkable cases Gary and Connor have ever encountered.
Got your phone?
Yeah. The address is on the second floor of a block of flats.
Something definitely in. We saw the lights on outside.
Hello, Mr. Carpenter. We're High Court enforcement agents. Do you want to come and speak to us, please? Oh, Mr. Carpenter? Hello. My name's Mr. Brown, High Court enforcement agent. This is my colleague, Mr. Jackson.
You're banging on my mum's door.
Okay, well, this is the address they've given us. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's fair enough, but this is not my house. I don't care, you guys in this suit and whatnot. I'm not afraid of none of you. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Yeah, because you gotta come to my yard. Yeah, I'm a madman and you don't want that right now. You don't know nothing. Yeah, and you ain't no bad man in these suits. There's no point telling you nothing. I don't want to explain nothing to no one anymore. I'm sick and tired of explaining my life. Yeah? Go on, man. Tell me what's going on with this thing, or I'm just gonna get mad.
Despite the hostile reaction, the agents must persist in enforcing the writ here today.
Basically, they took you to court last year. Now, ultimately, they want the money.
I ain't got 11 grand.
You're not going to be able to pay 11 grand in one go. I'm not expecting that. But we need to put something in motion.
With Mr. Carpenter claiming he can't pay, the agents need to gain entry to the flat to assess his personal circumstances.
I've had that bad every year, you know. I'm not really living properly with my family. I'll show you.
Okay. All right.
As Mr. Carpenter lets the agents in, his mother Maureen appears in the hallway.
It's fine, Mum, don't worry.
She seems to know all about the £11,000 debt.
He did try to solve it when he first had one of those, and we did offer to help, and he said he wanted to do it himself.
We're going to need to take some money today. We're going to need something substantial today.
What's substantial?
Normally, we look at collecting at least half the debt. Have you got any savings? What do you do for a living, Lee?
What, because of shelf stacker at night?
Minimum wage, sort of thing.
Yeah. He's got no money on him. I'm not giving him any money. So now what's he going to do?
So most I could probably offer us about £100 today.
It's clear that Mr. Carpenter isn't able to make the agents a credible offer. But Gary and Connor still need to get this case resolved, one way or another.
The client have instructed us, if we don't get the money, we have to remove goods.
Whatever you find in here is mine, apart from what you see in there.
Okay. Can we have a look around the rest of the property? Is that all right?
Unless Maureen can prove the goods in the property belong to her and not to her son, they could be removed. Gary starts an inventory in the front room, where Maureen's other son and grandson are watching TV.
You all right there, fellas? I need to take a picture of this room, guys.
You shouldn't be taking photos of my stuff.
We have to see proof that the goods don't belong to him.
Whatever's in here is mine. I pay all the bills.
Have you...
I furnish the home.
Thing is, when we ask for proof, it's things like sales receipts, sales invoices.
This is ridiculous, guys.
Hold on, just so you can bugger off. There's all the old receipts.
Maureen, can I just explain this to Lee?
Of things that I pay
Lee, do you wanna?
And none of them belongs to him.
That's all we've asked for.
It would be
I'm going
pretty much everything in the property. We don't want to do that.
Fridge, freezer, look.
I'm trying to.
All of it. Look.
That doesn't help anyone.
Have a look.
Mate, I'm not doing anything.
Get off me. Have a look.
I'll step out.
Have a look. Look.
Maureen.
It's all receipts.
Come out,
have a look and
just
go.
Making my family mess. Come out.
Maureen, please stay calm. Please stay calm.
Please just leave.
We can't, look, she's upset now.
I understand that.
Just leave.
No, they're not taking nothing. Call the police. Call them.
They can't take
In fact, no, where's the phone?
If somebody has assets, I'm going to use that because I'm there to collect a debt that's been ordered by the courts on behalf of a client. I'm not there to make any friends. People aren't just going to roll over and give me their money. So I have to apply some kind of leverage.
Despite the growing tension, the agents must continue their inventory, but Maureen isn't calming down.
You're standing here like you're stitched to the floor, arguing with me about my stuff. Well, there it is.
basically to try and defuse colour.
Have a look at this. Look. Have a look. Have a look.
You're not helping the situation.
No, you're not helping the situation yourself. You're still fucking looking, even though I've told you there are receipts for the stuff that I brought. Now, excuse me out of the way.
With tempers rising, Mr. Carpenter calls the police.
Go and talk to them because I don't think they understand the situation you guys in. You're not taking it.
Hello? This is becoming a volatile situation now.
But while Gary's on the phone, Mr. Carpenter confronts Connor.
I don't want you in here.
Leave the house, man.
I don't owe you anything.
5 seconds, Mum. Mind out the way. You've got 5 seconds to leave the house. You have 4.
You need to sort it out.
Now giving my
Wait till the police get here. Don't make me do this, bruv. Yeah, you might be doing all of that, yeah, but you don't know what I used to do back in the day.
You're
2.
wasting time.
1.
Right, it's now for getting physical. Lee! Right, we need police now. We need police now.
You wanna fucking do this to her? Huh? You wanna fucking touch me? Get off! Get off! Get off! I'm a madman, you fucking thing! Get a police stop! Don't fucking get out of my fucking house!
Then Mr. Carpenter goes to the table and grabs a knife.
Get out! Leave! Leave!
I mean, in the middle of the police station was getting threatened with a knife.
Get out! Please, stop! I tried to be nice. Who's out there? And I fucking got
BR2.
Do you understand? Do you understand? Now you don't my mouth. I fucking got you. Fucking got you.
With Connor and Gary in serious danger, all they can do now is try and keep themselves safe until the police arrive. Gary Brown and Connor Jackson were in Bromley, South London, chasing payment for an £11,000 debt owed by Lee Carpenter.
I ain't got 11 grand.
With payment unlikely, the agents began an inventory of assets to seize.
You shouldn't be taking photos of my stuff.
But when asked for receipts to prove who owned the goods, Mr. Carpenter's mother became agitated.
Have a look at this.
Then,
Leave the house, man.
Mr. Carpenter decided to take the matter into his own hands.
I wanna fucking do this to her. I'm a madman, you fucking thing.
And picked up a knife.
Get out!
I mean, in the middle of the police station was getting threatened with a knife.
Fucking got you. I ain't afraid of you, yeah? You think you're big and you fucking sweet.
With their safety at serious risk, Gary requests immediate police assistance.
We're High Court enforcement agents. We're in the property, and he's now threatening my colleague with a knife. I don't know, a kitchen knife.
Get out of my house! You're gonna see a real fucking madman, dear. I'll fucking put
Lee
you
Carpenter.
in the dirt. Think you lot are big, man. I ain't fucking scared of none of you. Get out until the bobbies come. You're gonna know where to hide, bro. Find your families, do you understand?
You know, it's the first time I had a knife pulled on me. So I was very apprehensive. I was just thinking, I'm going to do what I need to do to get home here. That was all that was going through my mind. I'm going home today.
Don't knife from his outside, I'll fucking got you, bro. Go up there.
Mr. Carpenter's mother sends her son away from the agents to calm down. A few minutes later, the police arrive.
You alright? We're not here to say we agree with them or agree with you.
We're in the middle. We're here to
just keep a breach of the peace.
So I just put my hands out like that and told him to take me away. Okay. Because in the end of the day, they're not taking anything from me. So you might as well just do that before someone gets hurt.
Won't achieve anything. All it do is everyone will get arrested and then the property will still be taken and you won't be here to know what's going on.
With the risk of being arrested, Mr. Carpenter must now calm down. Gary tries to reason with him again.
Lee, this is nothing personal from us, and I'm sure it's nothing personal from you, but I understand your frustration. Ultimately, the debt needs to be paid.
I'll give you some money, I'll give you the $150 a month, yeah, and that's it.
With Mr. Carpenter only able to pay £150 a month, the agents still need to hunt for assets to seize to offset the £11,000 debt. But as they look around the flat, they're in for a shock.
Jesus Christ. Have you seen anyone living in conditions like this before?
Nobody got very much.
It's becoming clear there are few household goods to seize. But then in a drawer, Gary makes an unexpected discovery.
30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 380 quid. Lee, I found a load of money. There's £380 there.
Yeah, that's my cash, that's my little bit of cash.
I'm going to take that.
That's my lump sum for you guys, innit? My savings. Go and take it, man.
Gary has found £380 in cash, but with the rest of the household goods of no value, the only way to resolve the case is to see if the claimant will accept a payment plan. Gary calls the office.
Hi, John. We're at a case for Lee Carpenter. I've found £380 in cash in his room. He's offering 150 quid a month.
150 a month? Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like you've done all you can do, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
The payment plan has been accepted.
I've just informed the office that we're going to do an arrangement for £150 a month. I'm going to keep the £380. I'll give you a receipt for that. But we're not going to take any goods. Are we happy with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
You going to shake my hand? No hard feelings, mate, OK? Whatever happened earlier, we'll put that to bed.
The case may be settled for now, but for Mr. Carpenter, it will be 6 years before he is free of his £11,000 debt. It's been a draining case for the agents.
It's a result, eventually, and not the result we wanted, but the £380 that I found in his bedroom is a little bit of a sweetener.
Oh, that was intense. It's best of a bad situation, that really, isn't it?
A recent survey has revealed that the majority of people with large debts go into denial about their finances. 40% of those surveyed say they keep their debts hidden because they feel ashamed or guilty. High Court enforcement agent Gary Ball was a military policeman for 20 years before embarking on a career in enforcement. Together with Matt Highway, a former security professional, he travels all over the West Midlands, enforcing writs and seizing goods. Today they're in Bearley, Worcestershire.
This is one that we both know well, Mr. Jeffrey Samuel Scott.
They're on their way to see Jeff Scott, an ex-professional footballer who owes £4,500 in unpaid legal fees. But this is the agent's second visit to Mr. Scott in 2 days.
Well, he denied who he was when we first went to him, didn't he? And we showed him a picture on the internet of himself, and then he said, I admitted that it was actually him.
As well as lying about his identity, Mr. Scott told the agents he couldn't pay the debt because of tragic circumstances.
He issued us with a letter to say that he'd got cancer, terminal cancer.
But the agents have had the letter Mr. Scott gave them checked out by his local surgery, who told them it was a fake.
Park in the gate, mate.
Now Matt and Gary are back, and they want answers.
Let's give him a call and see if he answers. Mr. Scott?
Yeah.
Mr. Highway, the High Court enforcement agents. I'm at your property, sir. I need to have another chat about this evidence that you've given me.
I'm just about to go to hospital, I'm afraid.
Are you at home at the moment?
Yes, I am.
OK, can we have a chat about this then?
No.
Right, why is that?
Because my lawyers advised me not to talk to you.
This is a live High Court writ. You've got a copy of that, I gave it you yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're here to enforce the writ today, sir.
I'm not going to let you in.
OK, you do realise we have to carry on with our job, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
OK, so no problem, thank you. Well, let's try and knock on the door then, mate, shall we?
The writ allows the agents to make peaceful entry onto the property. So they squeeze through a gap in the electric security gates.
Hello, sir, good morning. Through the gates, sir.
You can't get through those gates, I have to let you in.
You don't, sir, no. So this letter that you've produced...
Just move off it.
No, sir. No, sir. We need to deal with this issue. You presented me with a letter yesterday that isn't real. Haven't you?
No.
Well, you have, sir, because the doctors have confirmed it.
No, the doctors haven't.
They have, sir. They've confirmed that this letter is not real. In fact, the doctor on it isn't in general practice anymore.
It's not even called the surgery anymore, sir. It's called Dorridge Surgery. It's total fake, sir.
Mr. Scott has the police on the phone.
Yeah, I've got some High Court enforcement officers here, and I'm just reporting maybe a breach of peace. Well, I haven't seen a warrant. No.
I gave you the writ yesterday.
They've given me a High Court writ, but they haven't given me a warrant.
It's the same thing, sir. Different name.
Okay. Okay, bye.
The police tell Mr. Scott the agents have every right to be in his property, and they won't be attending. Now Matt and Gary need to get to the bottom of why Mr. Scott has presented them with a forged letter.
Do you in fact have terminal cancer?
Yes, I do.
So why would you fabricate a letter from the doctors?
I'm not prepared to answer that.
Well, the difficulty is, in my capacity as High Court enforcement agent...
Just give me 2 seconds.
As Mr. Scott goes to find evidence of his condition, the agents use the opportunity to get further inside the house.
This is my hospital file. All of my appointment letters going back a number of years.
So why did you give us a fake letter yesterday, sir?
I'm not prepared to answer that question.
Do you expect us to believe anything you gave us now, sir, if you're giving us a forged letter?
Well, these, you can take the originals if you want.
But any of these letters could have been doctor,
you said...
Are any of these letters going to state to me that you've got terminal cancer?
I don't know. I've not read them all.
Right.
Under pressure, Mr. Scott finally makes an admission.
I made a stupid mistake yesterday. I found an old letter.
And then changed the date?
Changed the date. That's what I did.
Somebody presents me with a letter saying that they're dying of cancer, then I believe that. But then when it's then found to be a forgery...
It's only the date that's a forgery. The date of the letter was forgery. That letter was produced for an insurance purpose 3, maybe 4 years ago.
3, maybe 4. Have you read the letter, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says you've got terminal cancer.
Yeah.
And the prognosis is 2 years.
Yeah.
So you've lived after the 2 years?
I have indeed. I changed a little bit of the context.
Yeah, I thought so. Yes. So not only you've changed the date, you've changed the context?
Yes, a little.
When someone lies to me, it just strengthens my resolve. You know, what people don't realise is we're very good at knowing when someone's telling us outright lies. We'll get to the truth no matter what.
Mr. Scott's lie has been exposed. But although it's a fact that the letter was a forgery, the agents can't be sure that his claims about having cancer are also untrue. If he is genuinely ill, it could affect the decision on how the debt is repaid. The agents need to investigate further.
I'm struggling to find anything that says that the illness that you say.
My condition is classed as terminal.
Right.
But it's being managed. I don't want to be living like this. I don't earn any money. I do some voluntary work for a charity, which is why which I'm able to do at home, and that's it.
This is a discharge summary from when you were in hospital.
Yeah.
Dated, December 2014.
Yeah, Christmas Day I nearly died, and that is fact.
Well, you've been discharged from the hospital on the 22nd of...
I wasn't discharged that day, 2012. I was admitted on the 2012.
So, there's the admission date there, the 21st, the discharge, the 22nd.
The difficulty I've got, Mr. Scott, is the only letter that I've seen so far that confirms that you have cancer is a fraudulent one.
Okay.
It's part of our job to look out for vulnerability, and quite rightly so. Unfortunately, there's a set of people that will hide behind that, and they'll try and use that to their advantage. That's our job as enforcement agents, to differentiate between the people that are truly vulnerable and the people who are just using it to their own accord.
With no evidence that Mr. Scott is telling the truth about his situation, Matt and Gary are duty-bound to continue enforcing the writ.
I'll tell you where I am now, OK? I'm asking you for the payment of the outstanding balance, OK? If you can't do that, then at this point in time, because I'm not presented with any proof of your medical condition, I'm going to carry on and do my job. And what you're doing is you're treating me as though I've never seen this before. Of course you can, yeah, help yourself.
As Mr. Scott has told Matt and Gary he can't pay the debt, the agents now search the family house for assets they could potentially seize. But some photographs on display ring alarm bells for Gary.
So there's pictures of yourself and your wife?
So your wife lives here as well, Mr. Scott? But yesterday you told me you were divorced from her.
No, I did not.
You said you couldn't understand why you were still wearing the wedding ring.
My wife is there.
So you're not divorced from your wife? You...
No.
Right, thank you.
You feeling all right, sir?
But then suddenly, Mr. Scott appears unwell.
Sir?
And seems to lose consciousness.
Matt. Can I have an ambulance, please?
Gary quickly calls 999.
He's unconscious.
Can you hear me, mate?
People's welfare and people's well-being come first over any enforcement whatsoever. So, you know, if people are going to get sick whilst we're on the job, then we will do our damn best to get the professionals there to help them out.
Minutes later, paramedics arrive and attend Mr. Scott. He's given the all clear, but advised to go to hospital for checks. Mr. Scott's wife then arrives home.
Hello, madam. He's okay.
No thanks to you, love.
So you haven't been here, in all fairness. As soon as he changed sort of medically, our attention turned to looking after him. And that's what we've been doing since. Okay.
With Mr. Scott about to head to hospital, Matt briefs the office on the morning's events.
Hi, Gary. We've gone through, obviously, normal protocol. Paramedics have arrived. We've put him in recovery position, waiting for the ambulance to arrive. Kept talking to him all the way. They can't find anything medically wrong with him. He showed me letters this morning, and not one of them mentions on it that he's got cancer. All right, mate. Thanks, Gary.
The office advises that, given the extraordinary circumstances, the agent should give Mr. Scott another 48 hours to come up with payment.
We have made entry today, which means on the subsequent visit we can force entry. Just make you aware of that. Jeff, I hope you get better. Guys, thanks for your help. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
It's been a stressful case for the agents, and they leave without seeing any evidence that Mr. Scott's claims about his illness were true.
The lies were just a catalogue, weren't they? Just an absolute catalogue of lies.
And then you catch him out and he'd go tell another lie. He's just full of them, wasn't he?
And, you know, I really hope there isn't anything wrong with him. And hopefully he's in a better frame of mind to deal with the issue next time we see him.
Matt and Gary acted fast to deal with a dramatic turn of events. But in Gary and Connor's next case...
When he drove off, the car got seized off him.
A debtor on the back foot...
Have you got no sympathy?
Tests the agent's patience to the limit.
Listen, none of these cars are mine.
It needs to be paid one way or another.
Personal debt in the UK has increased by more than £90 billion in the last 4 years. During the second quarter of 2016, a leading advisory body in England and Wales dealt with over 4,000 new debt problems every day. Connor Jackson and Gary Brown are back on the road again, this time in Harrow, North London, to collect an unpaid debt of £4,000 owed by car dealer Akif Arkali.
How much are we after off of him then?
£4,148.51.
Mr. Arkali owes the money after a vehicle he sold to a customer was seized by police, leaving the new owner without a car and out of pocket.
It's on this road.
That one over there with a white thing on it.
If Mr. Arkali can't or won't pay, the agents have the right to seize goods to offset the debt.
The one with the Porsche on the driveway.
I hate that when they've got nice, expensive cars on a driveway.
Why? Why'd you hate that?
It makes my job too easy.
I don't like this.
Yeah. What do you reckon this is worth? Boxster, 53 plate.
Probably more than the debt.
Hello, can you come to the door, please? Someone's coming. He's got car keys in his hand.
Yeah, about right.
Hello there.
Hi.
Akif Arkali?
Speaking, yeah.
Enforcement agents.
I don't know if you guys know the full story. I'm a victim as much as he is. So I bought a vehicle. I sold on eBay. When he drove off, the car got seized off him.
Right.
by the police because it was bought with a stolen credit card.
He got bought on a dodgy credit card.
When I bought it, nothing was flagged up at that time. I ain't going to sell him a stolen car in my doorstep, you know what I mean? I ain't that person, I've got a family now.
Mr. Arkali claims that the original owner of the car should be responsible for the debt. But despite his protests, the case has been through the courts. A High Court writ is in his name, and it must be enforced today.
Listen, I don't have the money. I'm willing to pay you the money in instalments. I offered him a Vauxhall Astra and £1,000 on top to not go this far, but he didn't accept it. I've tried.
To be honest, sir, none of this really makes a difference to us.
If you don't feel that you need to pay the money now, then we're just going to have to take one of these cars.
They're not even mine.
You're going to need to prove that then, mate.
Mr. Arkali immediately calls the man who he claims owns the cars in the driveway.
Amir, you need to come and pick up your cars. I've got the bailiffs here.
He's going to need to bring sales receipts with him.
While we're chatting,
Yeah.
my colleague's going to clamp these cars until we can see proof of ownership. Once we can see proof of ownership, then I'll unclamp them, they can go.
I expect people to tell me they don't own anything, everything belongs to their partner, their mum, their dad, whoever. But once I can get the message across, whoever does own the goods must prove it, then hopefully the pressure is on to a point where they know that we're going to take it anyway, unless it's proven.
Moments later, the man Mr. Arkali claims is the owner of the cars arrives.
Do you live here?
No, I live in the...
But why are the cars on this driveway then?
Because I had no space. I gave a friend of mine to keep it.
Right, we need proof of ownership.
Okay.
I'm going to go and bring the paperwork. Yeah?
Okay.
The man hasn't brought any proof that the cars belong to him. The agents are running out of patience, and Gary puts the pressure on.
They're seized at the moment until we see proof of ownership, or this gets paid. We're looking for £4,148. It's not going to get any lower than that, but it is going to get higher if we have to remove goods.
Listen, none of these cars are mine, so stop saying as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned at the moment, they are. He just wants his money, and you can understand that, surely.
I know. But what I'm trying to say to you is, for the past 3 months, because I had the newborn, so I've been with my wife, so I haven't been working, so I haven't got any sort of income coming.
So, it needs to be paid one way or another.
Have you got no sympathy? I've just told you what
It's not about sympathy. I've got sympathy for the client, and I'm here to do a job on behalf of the client.
It can be very frustrating when you're dealing with people going through this ritual dance of trying to evade their responsibilities. But you just have to let them go through the motions and put the pressure on that you would normally, and hopefully eventually they see that it's a waste of time.
As Mr. Arkali's friend has not returned with any documentation for the cars, Gary calls the office to see whether the claimant wishes to authorise their removal.
I just need someone to go to the client on this case. If you could ask him if he wants us to remove goods. There are 2 vehicles on the driveway which we don't know who they belong to at the moment.
Porsche Boxster?
Yep.
Red?
Yep.
Trade is saying 4.5.
Got another vehicle.
Nissan Juke?
Yeah.
Category D insurance. 9.5 for trade, mate, they say.
Okay, but they're both free of finance, yeah?
No finance, mate.
Okay, cool.
The value of the cars would more than cover the £4,000 Mr. Arkali owes. But despite the fact that he's given him the runaround, Gary wants to give Mr. Arkali one more chance to pay before calling recovery.
How much can you raise today?
I can give him £1,000 to start off the payment.
So you've only got 3,148 to find them.
Tell him that he's got no money. He can only offer you £1,000 now, and to pay the rest in his.
I'll tell you what, if I saw that you had no money, by coming in and seeing your living standards, then that may be a different story.
I'm not going to let you into my
We're a bit of an
house.
impasse, aren't we?
Sometimes you can make an assessment on whether someone's probably good for the cash by the job they do, the way they carry themselves, the car they drive. These sorts of things will all tell me whether they can pay or not. I enjoy the game sometimes because it's that psychological aspect of it that I get satisfaction from.
The agents have been outside the house for 45 minutes when Mr. Arkali's friend returns with some documents.
So if there's a receipt now, you can see everything on it.
I think that should do it.
The documents show that Mr. Arkali's friend is the rightful owner of the Porsche.
Gary, basically, that Porsche is on his account and it's in his name, so I'll take the clamp off.
Yeah.
The Porsche may be out of bounds, but the £9,500 Nissan is still a potential asset. But it seems the threat of losing the car has prompted Mr. Arkali into action.
I just heard him on the phone there, he's trying to get the money. Something tells me that if we keep pushing, that we could possibly get the full balance paid. Sometimes it's a battle of wills and who can hold out the longest. How did that phone call go?
I'm going to make a £3,000 payment. The remaining balance, I'm going to pay 500. That's the best I can do.
Gary calls the office to check whether Mr. Arkali's offer is acceptable to the claimant.
We'll go with the £3,000 and 500. Cheers, bye.
The offer of £3,000 today and the rest paid off in instalments has been accepted.
The client would rather not remove any vehicles, so he'll accept £3,000 today.
Okay.
Gary puts the Nissan under a controlled goods agreement.
Sign there, print there, please.
If Mr. Arkali doesn't keep up with his repayments, the agents have the right to return and seize it.
Officially, I've got control of the car. If you're able to prove...
If I sell it, then I can pay the amount as well.
Why are you going to sell it if it's not your car? How are you paying the £3,000?
I'm going to pay by card.
Yeah, put your PIN number in.
This is the biggest fine I've ever paid in my entire life.
It's been a good result for the agents.
Could have walked away with 1,000, could have walked away with 2,000, but I used my own judgment to assess his situation, assess his body language, and we're at £3,000 now. The client will be happy with this, as are we. Take care, mate.
Bit of a bummer for him, really, isn't it?
If what you're saying is true, then it's unfortunate.
Really unfortunate.
But,
really bad luck.
Yeah. But we are not one to judge.
We got there in the end. £3,000's not bad. I reckon he'll pay the balance. You think they'll want us coming back again, embarrassing him in front of all his neighbours and friends?
A recent survey has found that while rent arrears are a growing problem for landlords, behaviour by tenants is one of the major causes of dispute. Last year, almost a third of private landlords had their property damaged by their tenants, while more than 1 in 10 had experienced antisocial behaviour. High Court enforcement agents Gary Ball and Matt Highway are in Birmingham to carry out an eviction.
Where are we off next then, mate?
And we've got a straightforward writ of possession.
The tenants, Mr. Pervez Akhtar and his girlfriend, haven't paid rent for nearly 2 years, and the landlord is thousands of pounds out of pocket.
Don't know what the story is, to be honest. We shall find out.
But the agents aren't here to collect the arrears. Their job is to get the tenants out today. The landlord, Sajid, has a shop next door to the flats he rents out.
Morning, sir. How are you? You all right? What's the reason for the eviction, sir?
Never paid rent. Violence.
But as the landlord tries to open the front door, it becomes clear that this eviction isn't going to be straightforward.
I think he's got something in front of the door. His wife just went out not long ago.
Yeah. Something down there, isn't there? Jammed it in. Yeah.
It seems that the door to the flat has been barred shut from the inside.
Hello? Open the door, sir. High Court enforcement, sir. Open the door, please. Sir, you're only going to make things worse because we'll cut the door off its hinges and then you'll get no time at all to leave the property. So behave yourself, open the door and we can talk about it.
5 minutes as I'm packing my stuff.
You need to open the door now, sir.
Listen, you fucking dickhead, you're going to be banging it all day. 5 minutes as fucking like, oh, wrap the fucking bar with your head.
You're going to do what, sorry?
Fucking head.
You're going to wrap the bar around my head, are you?
With Mr. Akhtar clearly unwilling to cooperate, Matt starts to force entry.
Now I can see.
Is it?
It's like a weightlifting bar.
The door is so tightly wedged, Matt is forced off his feet trying to prise it open. But then, the tenant's girlfriend arrives home.
We need to get this door open, sweet. We could give all the time in the world. If he'd have come and opened the door, he's just shouting abuse through it instead.
As Mr. Akhtar opens the door for his girlfriend, Matt and Gary seize their opportunity to gain entry.
Right, so you know why we're here, don't you?
Yeah, I know what you're here for.
Time to go then, yeah?
Yeah, we're
All
going.
Are you going to be long, sir? How long are you going to be?
How long is my dick?
All right.
So I'm just being polite, so you don't have to be like that. So what you'll need is your identification, any medication you're on, things like that.
We only got this room here. Look, have a look. We'll be packing up daily.
All right.
It appears that the tenants have already packed most of their belongings. While the agents wait for them to finish in the bedroom, they take a look around the flat. And they're in for a shock.
Just absolutely destroyed the place. It's caused a hell of a lot of damage.
But then, Matt makes a sinister discovery. A 5-inch kitchen knife impaled in the wall.
It's not right, is it? It's not stable. Seen all the knife in the door? So he's been chopping it, look. Been just chopping it, look.
Then Gary spots another potential weapon.
It's the back of it.
The agents have found themselves in an unstable situation. Alone in the flat with a potentially dangerous tenant. It will take all their tenacity to complete this job without getting seriously hurt. Matt Highway and Gary Ball were in Birmingham to carry out an eviction.
Instead of you fucking dickhead, you wrap the fucking bomb with your head.
Faced with a hostile reaction from tenant Mr. Akhtar, the agents tried to force entry. But once inside, they were in for a shock.
Seen all the knife in the door? So he's been chopping it, look. It's not right, is it? It's not stable.
Now the agents have to act quickly and make sure there are no other potentially dangerous items in the property.
Finding them everywhere. It's only small, but it could do a bit of damage, couldn't it?
With Mr. Akhtar still in the bedroom, Matt quickly takes all the blades and knives they found out of the flat.
Just keep an eye on him, mate. Yeah. Don't let that door close.
With the blades and knives safely stashed away, the agents need to get the eviction back on track. Now, in the knowledge that Mr. Akhtar is an extremely volatile person, they must tread carefully. But he's still clearly angry with his landlord.
If I see him outside there, I'm going to hit him.
Okay.
I don't need that.
Tell him to stay away, all right?
Any of them, if I see him, I'm going to rip their fucking heads off. Because it's only a matter of time I'm going to get a hold of him and rip his fucking face off.
Just be nice and gentle, get it sorted, yeah? If you want help with anything, I'll help you, as long as you stay calm.
I'm all right, then.
All right.
With Mr. Akhtar almost ready to leave, Gary finds yet more items that could be used violently. A police baton and another meat cleaver.
Oi, let's put that away, eh? Chopper.
Gary immediately takes the knife and the baton away from Mr. Akhtar.
I'll keep hold of that for you, all right?
No, I'm not touching it. I swear to God.
I'll give you back. I'm going to keep hold of it for now, all right?
Follow you. See where he goes with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to nick it, sir. You're just not having it. It's not the nicest of things you want. That's 3 we found. We don't want anyone to get silly with that, so just take it off him.
The knives and the baton may be out of reach, but the agents still have to get Mr. Akhtar out of the flat peacefully. Gary tries to get him on side by making conversation.
How much protein do you drink, mate?
Fucking loads, man.
Yeah.
Loads of it.
It's a workout in itself, isn't it, doing all this? You might need to do the weights tonight, will you?
The agents have now been in the flat for nearly 2 hours, and Mr. Akhtar's time to pack is up. But before he leaves, he makes a shocking admission.
Good job that you did come today.
Why?
Because I was peeling at the flat bit by bit every day. Like a fucking gerbil, look, I've been gnawing all that.
Yeah, I can see the worktops.
And nibbling at everything at the door.
Was that big chopper that done all that?
Yeah, my teeth.
Is this?
Good for the landlords.
But as Mr. Akhtar and his girlfriend leave, there's one last surprise for the agents.
Don't forget this fucker. Pickaxe, hammer. Come on, there you go.
No hard feelings, alright. Wasn't against you anyway.
See you later.
With the tenants finally gone, landlord Sajid can now safely inspect his flat.
So the main damage is in here, so he's been attacking the doors with a machete, I think. The cook has had it.
Looks like he's hammered every single knob. It's just been hammered.
The true extent of the damage Mr. Akhtar has inflicted on the property is becoming clearer.
You can see how nice the flat was originally.
Everything is damaged is obviously intentionally like this is. I think that's been hit extremely hard by something. He's going to have one hell of a bill.
When he came, he said he was homeless, his family disowned him. I've never rented a property before, and I kind of gave it to him, felt sorry for him when he was, like, got nowhere to live. For 2 years he's been here, not paying no rent. So, thank God he's gone.
You're very much.
Very welcome. No problem.
I hope your next one's a lot better.
It was a brand new flat apparently that nobody ever lived in. He's damaged things that he knows will cost the landlord money to put right. So it's a vendetta between the two, but we've got him away and the eviction's complete.
Next time.
Lump hammer in the back and the rear passenger footwell.
Matt and Gary get a hostile response.
You ain't taking that, buff. Kids at school, this is my side.
Stuart and Vic meet an employee in denial.
Gentleman behind the counter trying to pull wool over our eyes.
Before tackling one of the most remarkable cases of their careers.
There could be guns up there. I'm not being in view of that window, not a chance.
A single mum looks to turn her life around in the final episode of the Great British Benefits Handout next on Channel 5. And new tomorrow at 9, find out what happened from the people who knew him best, with unseen footage in the last days of George Michael.